Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ryan and Loft Manager Richard here. Monday Night Family Show where we talk everything and anything pigeons. My eyes are a little itchy today. Pigeons, pigeon related, pigeons. You don't even actually have to talk about pigeons, but we're going to talk about pigeons because that's what we do. Pigeons, pigeons, and more pigeons, as Mark and Gert Pollen would say. And again, we always like to say that this show, it works the best if you participate. How do you participate? You ask questions, you make comments, you get involved. Remember, we might not agree. We probably are going to disagree. You might even think we're whacked, but that's okay. That's what makes the show great. And again, we're going to start the show off, I think, with something very important. The people stealing in general, stealing content. I'm looking at a loft from the Philippines that stole so much of our content, they're cutting it out and making little fucking reels of it, which is quite flattering. But if you want to use any of our shit from any of our breeders, you could just contact me first and ask me. I'll more than likely probably just tell you to use it. But if you want to be a doucher and steal content because you're too lazy to get your ass out and make content, then you know what I say? That's just not very good. But you know what? It's so easy to steal, and I might as well say, fuck you. I'm going to steal your shit. I think that's a nice way of putting it. But again, I'm not starting on a rant or a rave. I'm just starting off with people of zero, absolutely zero class. And hey, Ricky, it's Monday. You got the same sweater I got on, so we're dressed already in style. We got people that have come on to the show: Brian Mansker, David Tracy, my buddy from Hawaii, Peevler, Tracy. What's going on, Ricky?
Oh, not much. We had a very nice day here today. It's almost like I can't believe it. It's like spring here. The birds are starting to talk to each other. Coo, coo, cocks trying to call hens. I can't believe this weather. Today here it was +5. Very nice, sunny. Uh, Very nice. You're talking about communication. I was on the phone with a fella from Kansas. We talked for about an hour, pigeon talk. It's so nice talking to somebody that talks. We talk pigeon talk. It's unbelievable.
That is good. It's always fun to talk pigeon talk. I will say
And
that.
these people you're talking about that are stealing ideas and whatever. You know what? They won't last that long.
No,
What they say, what comes around goes around.
it's not about that. It's a matter of it's just so easy to take it now. It's just, which is fine. I mean, hey, you know what? Obviously, you weren't raised the right way, where you think, oh, I'm going to take this shit and cut it up. But this today I was supposed to go over to Chris Clairbots to actually I was going to pick up Chris Clairbots and Willie Daniels birds, and talked to Chris this morning. I said, "Oh, Ryan can't come over today because somebody broke into Willie Daniels and stole his 8 best breeding pairs with the youngsters." So that's what kind of got me off on the kick. And then you get these ding dongs that uh, that steal shit as well. And there's the cut a hole through the brick wall of the loft. Right, cut the hole out in the loft that went through the wall there to steal the
Wow,
pigeons. You know,
wow.
and I hope the people feel good. They're enjoying those birds, and that made their day. You know what I mean? Because Jesus Murphy, yeah, I hate to tell it, but I'm almost getting ready to stop selling these guys pigeons. Because you know what I feel like when I'm selling their pigeons? That I'm stealing. Because I'm getting pigeons that are at the national top quality, and I'm selling them at literally thieving prices. And I feel guilty. I can't imagine going into a guy's loft and stealing his pigeons. And I feel guilty. But hey, maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe I shouldn't feel so guilty. But uh, unfortunately for the people that took those birds, nothing good will come of it because you stole it. So
Well, you know what? They have a market for it somewhere. They're like jewelry thieves or people that break into banks or people that uh, they uh, they hack your credit cards or your debit cards. Those kind of people. They already have a market for it. Um, you know, I was talking to a fellow on the weekend. He flies Templars and he's from Brampton, Ontario. He says every night in Brampton there's 20 vehicles stolen in that town of Brampton. Uh, you know,
Yeah, I know. Hey, I know. We got some questions coming up. I will say, you know, a lot of people. We got some content we're going to show tonight and some stuff, and we're going to get to your question, ABC Law. But I want you people tonight that are watching. You know, I always talk about in between the lines stuff. Can you read the shit in between the lines? Can you read the shit that they're not even saying between the lines? Can you read it? I've done 3 auctions, and all 3 breeders say the same thing. I can't win without pigeons from National Olympiad, National Ace pigeons. It wouldn't happen. These are the best of the best. They're saying that. So, guys, we can buy you the best feed and the drinkers and get you a brand new loft and all that good stuff. But unless you have those real thoroughbreds, you're working. You know what? It's a lot more fun to ride the bike down the hill than it is to struggle going up the hill. But our first question of the night is our buddy ABC Lofts. How long after you get a pigeon it, should it go into the breeding loft? How long after you get a pigeon it should go into the breeding loft? Well, let's see. You get a pigeon, you bring it into your breeding loft, or your if your breeding loft's already going, is already in sync. There's already a groove in the loft. So let's think how long would that be? A new pigeon comes in, everybody kind of looks at it and goes, what's going on? They don't let him get a box. They're dominating. They're pushing him. They're beating him around. He's being driven. He's being pushed. He's bringing this. He's being that. I wouldn't probably put him into the breeding loft. I maybe have him separate in a different loft. Let him get climatized in there, and I wouldn't probably add him to that breeding loft right away because it's going to take you, like most guys say, 2-3 months before the pigeon's really feeling good. What do you think, Ricky?
yeah, I think 100%. The pigeons know a stranger coming in the loft, and that bird coming in doesn't feel he feels a stranger as well. I mean, how many times maybe you start a new job when you walked in, you know you're the stranger. It takes a while before you get into the groove, and depends on where the bird came from, how much he's been through as well. If he's been in a quarantine for maybe been in a quarantine for 75 days with 200 or 300 birds.
Think about it. Think about yourself. First time you went over to your girlfriend's house and you met her parents. How were you? You were a little nervous. You weren't comfortable. Then you went over a few nights later again, maybe a little bit better, and then a little bit better. But after the 30th time you were there, then you feel normal, right?
Yeah.
You're feeling normal. Think about it, guys. Pigeon flying is really simple. Use common sense. But a lot of people they think it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, it is all those, but there's common sense you got to use. And again, Richard, I said it. I asked Serge and Guy Vandenauer. I just did 2 videos with them. They pointed it out in black and white. I can't do it without the right pigeons. Okay, without the right ones. And what were the right ones? I want pigeons that are children from First National Aces or First National Pigeons. Do you know what the reason is on this? Because they have to beat 20, 30, 40,000 pigeons. That means in that group of 30,000 pigeons, they were the smartest and the fastest. And to be able to solve that problem, you beat a lot of shit, man. You know, it's one thing to beat 500 pigeons. Like I say, I look at it more and more and more, and I'm actually quite laughing because one loft racing, it's the worst place to get pigeons from. You might as well just go to the local pigeon club and get a bird from Gary, your friend. Because I'll tell you, the quality, there's no brains in it. There's no smarts in it. There's no, there's nothing. Fly a straight line at 1600. And I'm not taking it away from these one loft birds. But you want to build a program on that shit? You know what we're saying, eh? You're going up that hill the hard way, real
Well,
hard.
or let me just cut in here. Or unless that one loft winner comes out of a proven family of generations of winning pigeons. But a pigeon that's a one loft winner that comes from without a history of strength in winning as a family is a lucky, what they call a one-time wonder.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. One-time wonders, forget it.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of these Europeans, you could say to them, you won a one loft race, great. All it was a barbecue. There's no skill here. There's no this. There's no it's not real performance. But and I'm not knocking this for the North Americans. I'm not knocking it because that's what everyone's going to. Nobody wants to fly the pigeons. Nobody wants to learn how to fly the pigeons. The people in the clubs can't get along, and everyone's talking about a bunch of great grandchildren that they're playing against, and everyone's getting all bent out of shape, right? Oh, I can't beat him, and I can't beat him. Well, I see it, I understand it, but I'll tell you, I can already see what these people look for. The more you're here, the more you see, the more you listen, and you can see what type of pigeons you need. I know, and we talked some of the big breeding stations there in the U.S. They were coming and buying elite pigeons from here, and guys were getting great results with the pigeons that they brought back, and they were selling children from. And it's quite simple. Before the internet, you couldn't find these great pigeons. Now you have places like us, Others Elite, that do this research, and it enables you to actually compete. And I'll tell you, I'm stealing from these breeders at the prices that these birds are going for. And my breeders, they want to give good quality out. And guys, open your eyes and take a look at it. Hold on. We got some comments. Shane says, good evening. Zachary says, hello, Rosedale. I feel a bird deserves at least 3 years of breeding to prove itself. Yeah, 3 years, 2 or 3 years. I mean, hey, whatever. You take 4 rounds, 2 years. There's a lot of youngsters. The first year doesn't work. Switch the pairings up. You know what? You can tell. You know. Purchase your new breeding pigeons in June. Yeah, purchase your new breeding pigeons in June. Let them orientate. Let them get comfortable. Let them finish their molt, and they'll be ready for next year. And people say to me, "Well, Ryan, why are you guys selling pigeons now? I can't use them. I can't use them." Yes, we're getting you prepared for breeding. The pigeons that you've purchased from us last year, you're breeding out of them now. If you're getting a pigeon in now, you're going to get it in March or April or May. Bird's going to come in. No sense rushing it. Let it get settled into the loft. Let it go through the molt. Hey, somewhere through the summer, if you want to take a round of youngsters out of it, you want to pair it up to a hen, there's no pressure. Then good things come from it. And then the bird starts the breeding program. People, what you need to understand is, I was at Guy Vandenauer's yesterday. he bought a pigeon that he needed for his program, right? He's in no rush to breed out of it this year. No, I'm going to pick it up, and he's in Belgium. It's in February. I'm going to pick it up next week. It'll just sit and wait, and maybe midsummer I'll pair it up. So people, you know, like I said, you have to look to get the best that you can when it's time to get them. Don't worry, get them. They're not going to be a waste. And I'm not talking when you can get those, try and get those direct children, grab them. You're not going to be disappointed. Patience is the key. Hey Ryan, Maddie here from Australia. DNA is the key. Um, you know what? I, I think this may be really screwed up, but I've looked at so many pigeons. Like it was funny the other day. I was looking at a pigeon in Gee's loft upstairs. Boy, he was a beautiful checker cock. And I looked at the cock we were selling, and it was his son. You could see they were identical. This DNA thing, I know it's a big thing, but I don't know. I think when you can see the parents, you see it. You really can see it. And again, when you're getting them from the right breeders, I think it's important, and that's why we always try and do these videos and take you there so you can see it. Uh, Genetics, yeah, and though, and I talked to Serge about genetics, and he looked at the blood types and all this shit, and he's bought pigeons off of genetics, like they were supposed to have these two chromosomes or whatever the hell it is that make it breed winners or whatever. He says it didn't work. But hey, I don't know. That's what he said. You know what? I don't hear a lot of these breeders making it the be all and end all. I know that for a fact. They're not. I haven't had one that said to me, "I only buy them with the DNA." Actually, I've heard not one say it. I've heard more the other way. What is this? Petey says, Hank Velozzi told me Perry Como's brothers could not sing. All right, I don't know. Rob Wong says, hey Ryan, I'd be curious to see that video where the fanciers stole your content. It's a Philippine guy. He's on there. I mean, I'm talking to Van he stole it. I'm talking to Emil Denny's, he stole it. I'm talking to Derek Walsh, he stole it. And they just chop up little bits of it. Anyways, you'll see. You'll hear my voice. You'll see my videos. You'll see it. And what they do is you see in the top left corner, you see how we try and have the logos and shit. And this is why we got to put logos and shit, because they cut that all out. If I don't put this in, they can cut it out. So our next clip here is I wanted to talk about Ricky, the drinkers. Remember? Right. Boston. Remember those purple drinkers? Well, I didn't get a chance to take a photo and a video of them, a real good one. But my buddy Chris Williams from the UK, he's a writer, and he sent me the info on them. So I will show this to you so you guys can take a look at this. These are these drinkers that are they're made. They call it silver, but it's aluminum. Made with aluminum in them, and it gets rid of E. coli. It gets rid of any bacteria, anything like this. It can't grow in these drinkers. So I will show this to you here now, Ricky. And guys, you tell me what you all think. There's two photos. So I'm going to show the first one. There's multiple types. So here they are. Here we go. There's the first one. Again, pretty much they're just purple. And I'll show the other one. So the ones on the right, you see those little cones, the little ones? They call those Belgian drinkers. I don't know. A lot of Belgians use these, but there they are here. Belgium type drinkers, antibacterial. That's the company that makes them. They're not cheap. And I was talking to Guy about them. Guy ordered some. He's going to try them. But there they are. So they come in the two, they come in different sizes from 1 liter up to 3 liters. But now that you see them, so now you know what the antibacterial drinkers look like. Back to you, Ricky.
Neat. So you mean algae won't grow in them, or is
Yeah,
algae a bacteria?
it says that the uh, yeah, all the
Like
bacteria,
E. coli or something
yeah,
won't grow in them.
E. coli, all that stuff will not grow in these, and it's because of what it's made from. They call it silver, but it's some type of aluminum that's been put into the plastic.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know.
That's interesting, eh? And how
Yeah.
long have they been producing these drinkers?
Well, I was here last year and I didn't see them. They weren't out. I didn't see them out last year. So I've seen them.
Uh,
I've seen them now this year, and I've asked a few people, and people are starting to get them. They're about they're about 30% more than a regular drinker. Does anyone sell them in the U.S.? I don't know. It'd be either Jeds or Foy's. But if they're not that, if they're if they're not like that color, they're not the real ones, and they got to have. Well, you guys seen what it was, and I'll post it back up again if you want to write the name down. You can. Arino says, "Hey Ryan, does your feed ever go moldy? I just threw away an opened corn bag that went moldy. You know, it's kind of funny, Ricky. You ever fed moldy corn?
oh, sure, I have. Unbelievable. I did tests. Let's see what happens here. The birds eat it. There's absolutely not one bit of difference with the birds. Uh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying go out and buy moldy feed, but I've thrown in moldy stuff to certain birds just to see if they, like a corn bin at the bottom, it could be moldy. And I've had situations where I've taken it and dumped it out, and the birds have actually flown to it and eaten it. Not one bit of backward movement at all. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a human theory. Uh, you know, uh, again, barn plugs or gulligers, they're in the fields eating uh, locally here moldy corn that's been out in that field, soaking wet feed that hasn't been through a dryer to dry it, right? And they're eating that. Geese and the rest of the group, they're all doing that. So I don't know if this is something that we have, we think in our mind, oh, we can't feed that, right?
Right.
Uh, I think that's could be a man-made idea, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've seen birds eating moldy feed here. I've fed moldy feed. I've tried it out. Birds they don't go backwards one step. They shine. They actually go after it.
I'm not going to tell you to feed it,
You can
but
feed moldy corn, and put dry corn beside them. They'll eat both. They won't stop and say, no, we don't eat that. So uh,
yeah, I don't. I'm not going to tell you to go out and feed moldy corn or buy moldy corn or whatever. I don't think I would throw it away. I just use it. I'd use it up. but I don't think you're going to see a problem. I don't know if I'd race on moldy corn, but I don't. Yeah, we've had shit. We brought birds in there with quarantine. They soak the feed, take the feed out of the feed cups. You got 2 pails of good feed that was soaked. Dries a bit, it goes a little moldy. I remember feeding it. But again, that's up to you guys. You do what you want. But yeah, 100%. The pigeons in the wild out there in the field, when she pisses rain on the corn that's cut, in how long does it take for it to go moldy? It goes moldy quick. The pigeons just keep eating it, and you know what? Their guts get tough to it as well. They get a little stronger immune. But you guys
But
pick what you want. I won't be throwing out moldy feed.
I should say one thing. Whoever's listening to what I'm saying, you could say, "How dare that guy say that?" But that's actually the truth. I've done that.
Hey,
So okay, well, let's ask the question.
hold on, hold
What
on.
about what
Here's the
about
question.
good gut bacteria?
Right, but remember, geez, I don't know, what was a couple of years. Remember one time in the wintertime we had a snowstorm and the lid blew off the corn bin, one of the bins. What was it, 10 pound, 70 pounds of corn in a barrel, soaked all winter, soaked. The
Oh yeah, I
springtime,
remember that. Yeah,
springtime. I mean, the lid went back on, but it was soaked. Springtime, it was smelling like it was raw. It was fermented beer.
yeah,
Remember? We dumped it out in
yeah,
the yard. We dumped it out in the middle of the yard. It
yeah.
juiced out, boy, and it smelled, man. It smelled like you could have made
I
alcohol
know.
out of it. And you
Yeah,
know what the pigeons did? They went down, and within 2 days, the whole thing was cleaned up. You know what? Not one pigeon was sick. Not one pigeon was this. Not one pigeon was that. The wild birds were in it. Probably raccoons were in it. Whatever.
but hey,
We're not, you know.
hey Ryan, how dare you put that in the middle of your yard? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you do that? I was in the waste business for almost 50 years, and our transfer stations had so much sludge. I mean, uh, crap. Like, honest to God, do your shoelaces up, buddy, because if you got to walk through this shit, you'll never touch your shoelaces again. And we had plugs or Gullagers. They used to come in there and walk through the sewage shit and eat, you know,
Yeah.
rice, all that, whatever they could eat in there. Those things were shiny.
Right.
Those pigeons were just shining. You could see it. Holy mackerel. Look at the condition on that.
Now, getting, you know, getting back to it all, getting back to those drinkers. Gavin Hunter says, aluminum still in deodorant? Probably. I know there's aluminum in toothpaste. Does the aluminum affect the brain cells? Well, I don't think on a short period of time it would. I don't think it would. But again, I don't know.
I think those drinkers you want to use in the time of year, like right now, where we are here this winter, winters, when it goes frozen at night, you're not going to get this bacteria growing like you do when the warmer climate comes in the spring. That's when it's going to grow. If you don't clean your drinkers out all the time, if you notice by the fall or August, your drinkers are green because there's
Right. Yeah.
stuff growing in
Mold
there.
and algae and whatever.
Yeah.
Dave Crozier says, Asher government. Dave, I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, how are you, Dave? Um, Mike Parrish says, I think you're asking trouble. Barn plugs eat everything. Well, guys, you know what? Here's something. Get some moldy corn out. Make some moldy corn. Feed a few birds in a section. Be honest and see what it does. I mean, I eat moldy cheese. I eat blue cheese. Like Rosedale says, isn't penicillin made from mold? Yeah, when you make liquor, you ferment the stuff.
So there's a good point there. Like Rosedale said, penicillin. Uh, how did they figure this out? They made it from mold. How? Maybe someone did a study on chickens eating rotten, moldy stuff and pigeons moldy stuff, and and they figured this is something here that we can work with. So I don't,
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I mean, I've done the experiment, and I've noticed birds don't go backwards one bit,
yeah.
and
And,
yeah.
and
So
we have fed it. We have fed it. Again, I'm not saying when you're in race mode, okay, maybe you don't want to, sure. But a little bit of mold on your feet if you get it or whatever, or you leave the bucket open, oops, and it went a bit moldy, try it out. I don't think you're gonna have a problem. But you do whatever you want. Hey, remember, what is a pigeon? Still at the end of the day. Is a pigeon originally came from outdoors, living outside, on the cliffs and in the rocks and they go out and they eat whatever they can find, and nobody feeds them. They feed themselves. But it's a good discussion, and people will argue it. But you know what I have to say to people? Have you fed it? And have you tried it? Don't. And I can say, and I can make this argument with Richard. Don't tell me what you think you know. You tell me what you know. And I know
let me ask.
I've seen what you fed them. I've seen what you fed them. I've seen what we've fed them. We've laughed about it. I've seen it. And where you would
Hey,
think you'd be sick, they weren't sick.
my again. We'll go back to my old friend Norm Bowen. He's been probably passed away now 40 years. And I told on one show he used to drink his pigeons out in the fly pen, his stock birds, and he had a bowl that was 12, 14 inches round and about 5 inches deep. And he used to just go with a watering can that you would water the garden, and he would go through the wire and just pour the water in, and literally you could actually see the young mosquito larvae swimming. You could see the tadpoles swimming. You could see plants trying to grow in the algae. And I said, "Don't you ever clean that bowl out? Like, give what? No, 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 no." He said, "No, I don't. No." The pigeons were shining, man. Their wattles were so white in the summertime, even when it was sunny, you had to squint. It was like
Now,
Christmas tree lights. They were
now,
so healthy. The feather. So, what do we know, right?
well, here's the thing, though. If you have a lot that's like that, Gang One says good evening. Okay, I'll talk about this in a second. Mike Vaniak says Fleming noticed bacteria did not live around the jar dishes, ceramic with mold, or I don't know, some $65 word I can't read. Good comment, Mike. Gang One says, "You okay?" Yeah, we're okay. Gang One, how are you? Michael Peebler says, and this is a pretty good one: when a fly lands on your food, you don't throw it away. Most of the time, you just eat it. That's true. David Tracy says, Ricky looks like Elvis in the black hoodie with the sunglasses. And Mike Vandiak says, I would not feed moldy feed. I didn't ask if you would feed it. I've asked, have you fed it? Have you tried it? Have you noticed it? Now, reminder, eh? I see kids running around. Ricky, I seen something that was incredible. I was in the airport in Holland when I came from England, right? And
Yeah.
I was in the airport waiting for my luggage, and there was an English or an Irish woman. She had her daughter with her, a baby, daughter was playing, right? Touching the ground and touching her mouth and touching the ground. And her soother fell onto the ground. And the mother was watching her, and I watched this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The kid picked it up, put the soother in his mouth, and just kept going, right? Right. Now, I know that there are people here in Canada, I'll use Canada, their kids come in from outside, kid washes his hands. Wash your hands. Have a wipe. Wipe your hands. Put some on your hands. On your hands. On your hands. Yeah. Oh, don't touch that. It's dirty. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. The fucking kid's nose is running. The kid looks like he's malnutrition. Fucking hands are clean though. Son of a bitch has got clean hands. This kid had dirt on its elbows, dirt on its forehead. The soother. This kid was running in that little right running around. Right? The mother seen it hit the ground. And I just watched what she did. She didn't baby it, eh? Because you know what she'd be doing? She'd be cleaning the soother every 20 seconds. Because, fall out, pick it up, fall out, pick it up.
Hey,
Now, hey,
guess
if you buy pigeons from a guy that is completely cleaning and buffing and scrubbing and then what you have is you have like your guy that said, he don't clean the drinkers, he's a little tougher, he's a little this, he's a little that, he's a little lazy, right? Lazy is what it is. Then you bring that bird in, that bird can go down a bit. The bird can go down because he don't have maybe the same bulletproof immunities. He's a little softer, right? A little bit of a candy ass because everything's got to be super clean. So I say, if you're going to be a clean freak, clean, then go and clean, or you can be the other way. But sometimes you watch when you bring people's birds in. That's all I'm saying. It depends, right? You want to fly sprint races. You don't buy 2-day long distance pigeons. You don't do that, right?
get this one. I knew a guy that would scrape his pigeon loft out. Okay, scrape. Went over to visit him. Scrape his pigeon loft, and when you scrape your pigeon loft, you do get pigeon droppings on your finger. You get soil on your finger. The same guy, healthy as can be, he would do this on his fingers. And I was gonna, I don't say nothing. Hey, don't you think you should wash your hands before you do this, and then I do that? Like, it's like the guy's as healthy as can be, right?
And
I'm not saying do that, but I wouldn't do it. But the same thing as what you're saying,
Well, let me ask you. Mike says he never planned and never tried it, never planned to. We're not saying you're going to go out there and plan to, but if it happens, get a bag, a bit of moldy feed. I don't think you have to panic on it. If you leave the barrel open, oh geez, I wasted 200 pounds of feed. It's a bit moldy. You know what? Feed a percentage. Try it out. I don't think you're gonna. Remember, they're pigeons. They're pigeons.
Hey, remember,
They wet the feed. And what do you do when you wet the feed to sprout it?
Same thing.
It's the same shit. The pigeons love it. They love sprouting feed. They love it. So,
and it does smell like rotten feed.
It's molding. It's growing. It's sprouting. It's I don't know. Whatever it is. Okay, hold on.
It's like another good friend of mine. He's been gone for, again, 20, 30 years, 40 years. Can't remember now. His saying was, all a pigeon is a rat with wings. And just treat him like a rat with wings, and he'll do the work for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got another video I'm going to show. I'm going to show a video here. We were at Surge's.
Okay, you're going to show that. I got to let this dog out here. She got to go.
Okay, let the dog out. I'm going to read some of these comments here before I show it so we can wait until Ricky comes back. Let me just change this over here. Bring this to me. And there we go. All right, some of the comments. You guys are doing really good with your comments tonight. Shane Dennis says, people drink out of hundreds of thousands of aluminum beer and pop cans in a lifetime. I don't think there's much concern of a pigeon drinker that the water is changed daily, causing brain damage. That's a very good point, Shane. Remember, guys, if you get a drink in an aluminum can, please disinfect it, scrub it, clean it, pour your drink out of that beer can, take the tab off, and enjoy it in a nice glass. No, I'm just joking. Just enjoy that. Sure. Good point. Gang 1 says that kid will be tough as hell. Gang 1 sees it tough as hell. And you guys can remember those kids even when you were growing up. The kids running around. Some kids were covered in dirt all the time, eating. Their fingernails are covered in dirt. I don't know if it makes them tougher or not. Sometimes I kind of think it does. Sometimes I say you see the kids in the city with the clean hands and the designer everything. They're wimps. They're sucks. You see it when you shake their hands soft. Always sick. But hey, you know what? Everyone can do what they want. You don't have to feed moldy feed. I'm not telling you to go out and make feed moldy, but pigeons. It's okay.
You know, hey Ryan, I've been to the coffee shop, and these girls behind the counter, and it's happened to me. They're getting money from people. They're busy serving coffee. They're getting the money. They're putting their till and that. And I watched girl. She puts her fingers right in the cup when she's pulling the cup out to give me coffee.
100%.
And I don't like that. I just said to her, look, I don't want that cup. You put your fingers right inside of it. Meanwhile, you were stroking your hair, you were collecting money, and you're like,
I know. Well, hey,
be polite.
Listen, if you eat in a lot of restaurants, I don't think you would eat what you see. You know, but we're not getting down that road. We're just talking.
We're not in the restaurant business. Yeah.
No. Oren here says, I think Derek Walsh cleans for the people. Derek Walsh, he blowtorches, he does what he wants. Remember, guys, when you've seen the Derek Walsh interview and he tells you how he cleans, he tells you, that's the way he's going to do it. That's what's in his brain. He wants to leave certain stones unturned. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I know he blowtorches the nest boxes twice a day with a blowtorch. He has the aluminum feeders or whatever. They get disinfected after every meal, like dinner plates. I get that. That's his style. And we're not saying that there's anything wrong with that. He does it his way. And I think you can appreciate that. And there's people that do it other ways. What do they say? There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, multiple ways. I don't know. Rosedale says.
Oh, wait. You remember Frank Sinatra when he sang that song, I Did It My Way? That's exactly what we're talking about.
Hey, okay, guys.
He had regrets. He had a few. But then again, too few to mention. So that's exactly what it was about.
All right, we're getting good comments here. I got another video for you guys. I'm going to read Rosedale's comment, and then I'm going to continue the comments. Rosedale says there's good bacteria and bad bacteria, and there is. There's good and there's bad. And I think sometimes even in bad bacteria, you need that as well. I'm not a doctor. I'm going to show you this video, Ricky. If you want to watch it, here you go. There's a little bit of Flemish in here. Serge explains it. I'll let you guys watch it and enjoy it. But here it is from the top. Serge Van Alsecker, and you'll see Frank Eichhorn and Art Van Zuren. They're in the video as well. Here we go.
Maar dat drinken ze liever uit. Als ze dat kennen, drinken ze liever uit dan ze het in een drinkenpot binnenin, want ze komen allemaal hier drinken. Ja. Maar het helpt niet veel, hè, want van ons krijg je geen drinken onderweg. Dus, helemaal niet. Wow, slechte verzorging. Wij hebben de slechtste verzorging die er bestaat. Voor duiven van een halve pond. Dat zijn gewoon wrakken die aankomen. Gewoon per totaal. En als je dan 200 kilometer verder speelt, die zijn ook donderdag ingekomen, die zien er pikabel uit. En die van 350, die zijn gewoon kapot, hè.
Same as the transporter. You how
And
often?
they're talking now the transporter getting big ones.
Yeah,
I don't know they did it.
but how often do you use that?
In season,
Yeah,
practically every day.
you drink them out of here.
Any side they can choose.
They can choose
They can choose.
2 spots.
It's always there for them.
Works good.
Well, there you go on that video.
So Serge
Is always
showing how they do it for the truck for drinking the birds.
shows them they use that's the same
Drinkers they use on the transporter. So I thought you guys might like that just to see.
Yeah, good idea. I've taken our transporter up. I give the birds water. If there's, we have those 4 levels. There's 130 birds in there. I maybe see 15 of them, knowing when I pour the water to go for a drink. The rest of them just stand back.
Yeah,
So
well,
yeah.
again, he drinks them outside and inside. He gives them in both spots, so the birds learn and they use the same ones. It's all we're still comments will come up about that drinker, but guys, just to show people at home, if you have an aviary, you want to put something like that on, something that you can do. You can put that in the loft, whatever you want to do. If you put that in the loft, they'll sit on it, they'll shit on it. That way, it's just like the transporter. You see, only 2 spots to put the head through. But he made that for his aviary, so it works. Milton says it's all about building immunity. That's right, immunity is the key. Ian Sybil says moldy feed, throw race birds off in the middle of a season. Okay? Hey,
if you've tried it, which it sounds like
Ian has tried it. That could be true. That's good. I've never fed it in
season,
we fed it
off season.
springtime, whatever. We never fed it during the season. And again, I don't know if I would do it during the season, but
Hey, Ian sounds like he's
tried it and it throws him off.
So there you go. Dave Crozier
Crozier says, let the birds build a natural immunity, says Mr. Crozier. Ian, are you coming on the Pigeon Boss tour? Still got a few spots left. You got a week to go. What are you waiting for? Where's Lily? Yes, we might bring her on here in a little bit. So, do Willie Daniels have cameras on his property? You can have cameras.
you can have everything.
But
Look at what banks have and people rob
rob them. I mean, I think a pigeon guy could be the easiest thing to rob. When they want to get in, they get in. I don't, and again, I don't know. You see there's a very narrow walkway there. I'll talk to Chris tomorrow when I go over to his place, so I'll get a little more information.
But
If these burglars, they want to get in, I don't think it's very hard. Rosedale says, I know copper is used with certain cultures to maintain water, and it's apparently has certain health benefits. Yeah, maybe it's good to put copper in your drinkers. Hell, that was us when we were kids. Made us tougher and never got sick. Sure. Kids these days, think about it. All they are is the hands are clean from morning, noon, and night.
changing their
Clothes, and I don't know. Mike Vandiak says some restaurants staff wipe the chairs
up, use the same
cloth to do the tables. Yes, they do. A lot of them do. Boiling water is a good disinfectant. Okay, I don't know. Is it? I guess so. Yeah, I think if you get bad water, boil it and you can drink it. Will says, I guess I was late to the party. What happened with Willie Daniels? Well, I will post the photo back up for you. So last night, which would have been Sunday evening, Willie Daniels unfortunately got broke into. They cut through the wall of the loft.
And you can see there's a brick wall right behind it. That brick wall, it's a very narrow spot to go through. But the crooks cut right through the loft wall. And that wall there, do you notice that wall's brick as well, Ricky? That they cut through?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So
Yeah. Wow.
people,
Wow.
they want it. They,
and again, this is what happens when you've got, pigeons in your loft worth 500,000.
Hey, let me tell you a story. I knew a man that had very expensive racehorses, and he bought two German shepherds trained, supposedly from Germany. Spent a lot of money. Like I'm talking $5,000 a dog. This was back 1968. And he would bring these dogs around the barn, and you give them one word, those dogs will rip you to pieces. I'm not kidding you. I couldn't believe what I seen. One day, and he used them for protection around his house, etc., etc. One day, both dogs at the end of his driveway at a long laneway, both of them with the heads cut off. Done.
let that dog in.
So these people were telling this guy,
Nuts.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you have, we'll get them.
Come on, they're gonna
Break in no matter what way.
I gotta get these dogs, this dog, and
it's so sad. Willie has lost his birds. These thieves, his heart must be broken. Yeah, he's going to be pretty sad. Yes, he will be. And the people stole the 8 breeding pairs with the youngsters right out of the nest. Can't believe that no one heard anything. I don't know. You don't know how these people operate. I don't know. I think you have to know what is in your water, because certain types of water can cause bad reactions with minerals, okay? When I was a teen, says Rob Wong, when I was a teen, there was a teenager in the club that stole everyone's pigeons. I wonder if this is the case. I think these people that steal are from, you know what, whoever stole, I don't know. They're from, they're just not good people. Rosedale says, would take a quick cut to do that. Okay. Cameras with motion detection would do the trick. Yes, it would. But again, you got to be able to see it, hear it. You got to be able, to react. I mean, if you're sound asleep and you have motion detectors and you have it on your phone or something and it goes off and you're sleeping on the couch, you ain't going to hear it. Now, I know we have an auction coming up with Willie Daniels. I know most of these were top pigeons from him, direct children. So now I have to, I'm gonna see, right? I'm not gonna take pigeons from somebody that might need pigeons his own, for sure. But that's the first thing I kind of thought of. Like, shit, I know he doesn't have a lot of pigeons. I know I was there when we selected the pigeons. I know the quality of those pigeons. So I'll have to sort of see where we're going to go from there. Again,
we have this protection here. We have Alexa. I'm telling you, she comes on there. I just said the word. Sydney. They see, this camera sees so much that tells you, but maybe Willie Daniels wasn't home. And if you're not home, or if you're away from home, it tells you on your cell phone. But by the time you get back, it's already done.
Oh, yeah. And again,
they're in and out in minutes, right? This isn't.
It's planned.
Yeah. And Mike Parrish, where's Willie Daniels from? He's one of the best flyers in Belgium.
I think he's the only guy to have a first national ace pigeon and a second national ace pigeon in the middle distance in the same year. Rosedale says Roman gypsies. I don't know. Whoever did it, that wasn't very nice. But hey, you know, what are we gonna? You can't do nothing about it. It will always be. There will always be thieves stealing something. So, but yeah, getting back to Surgeon the drinkers, I thought that was interesting. You guys have now seen those aluminum drinkers, those purple aluminum drinkers, which again, I'll post up a photo. These are these antibacterial ones. Okay. I just want to post that up so you guys can see it. Again, people that came late to our show. Doesn't grow bacteria. Now, these drinkers are around. So if you're paying, let's say for a 6-liter drinker, let's say you're paying $25. These are going to be around $35 to $40. So a little bit more money for these. So I'm just letting you guys see them so you know. There's this and this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're
Yeah.
good. Yeah, good drinker. I think for seasonal use, it's not going to hurt your birds at all. And I mean, an old pigeon usually lives 12 to 14 years old. If he's drinking out of this drinkers, well, but you look here for the humans, they put aluminum in toothpaste, and they also put aluminum in deodorant. Now, if a person in his lifetime, from the time he starts using deodorant, let's say he's 14, and he uses it till he's, well, they say the aluminum causes Alzheimer's, dementia. So that's kind of putting that into your system through life, aluminum. But aluminum does get rid of bacteria. You use it in toothpaste. What's the idea? To get rid of the garbage, kill bacteria in your underarms. You use that deodorant. It gets rid of whatever's there. So I don't use the regular Colgate and all that stuff.
Hold on.
I use Tom's toothpaste. It's got none of that garbage in it. Or baking soda. It's got none of that garbage in it, right?
You mean you
But
guys
a lot of people don't know about it because we're brainwashed. There it is. Excuse me.
That was his gift for when I left. He gave me Tom's
Hey,
toothpaste.
it also makes your teeth brighter.
Well, like Mike Vanderjack, old Mike Vanderjack. Mike, I think when you were growing up, you must have been that kid that was in the class with the clean hands, and you probably had a disinfectant wipe in your lunch pail, because Mike Vanderjack says those purple drinkers might be good to feed the moldy feed in. Oh, I love it, Mike. Yeah. Guys, you know what? We got to get a picture of Mike when he was a kid. I bet you he was like Mr. Clean. Mike, Mr. Clean. Anyways.
But it makes sense why they're using it in toothpaste and deodorant, because they figured out that kills bacteria on people, right? So now somebody's figured it out to put it in the drinkers. But a pigeon's only going to live to be 14 years old. And if he forgets when he's 12 years old where he lives, well, who gives a shit?
That's true. That's true.
Right?
Yep.
So,
again, guys, this week here I will be at Peter Vandermeer's. His auction is running. One of the best lofts in the Netherlands. A lot of people get super results with Peter's pigeons. Take a look at what we have for offer at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. You will not be disappointed in these ones at all. And also White Pigeon Lofts, Geert and Theo Wagens, the Super Gabby collection. And these are real good pigeons. We'll be there this week. Both of these auctions are running. And again, guys, both of these lofts are national winners. National winners, folks. Take a look at the Theo Wagens lot 1 and lot 2. I can't figure out. I don't know. People don't like them or what. There's not one bid on them. My question. Come on, guys. What are you looking at? Mike Parrish says, I wonder if you bought aluminum strips you could put inside your drinkers. I wonder if that will work. Maybe you could. Maybe you could put aluminum strips in. I don't know if that will work.
Now, these are plastic drinkers, right?
Yeah.
They're made of plastic.
Yeah, they have aluminum in them.
Right.
So what is Rosedale saying?
If you can get glass drinkers, they're easy to clean, or not glass, or what's the one that's like made of pottery?
The clay ones. The ceramic.
Ceramic. Easy to clean out, and then you got to put disinfectant in it, really, to kill any other bacteria, right? And if you think about it, if you have totally clean water, that's where bacteria or things like to get into. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, as Tracy says, they are starting to ban aluminum in certain products in the U.S. I'm sure that they are. As Mike Vanderyak says, some people wear tinfoil hats, but I don't think it's to kill bacteria. Okay? We're not sure about Mike tonight. Mike's in Savannah. The heat's getting to him. I hope you're not wearing that stupid Indiana Jones hat anymore. But I think we've touched on a few things tonight, which is good.
Listen, you gotta think about it. I think the whole world is on experiment.
On experiment. Yeah, I think so.
It's all experiment. This and that. They're changing this, changing that. It's like one big, large experiment. Right?
I was watching something on the product of creatine. Creatine is a powder that people use to lift weights or whatever. And they actually said if a human uses 5 grams of creatine a day for 6 weeks, or not 5, like you can use up to 5. It'll make you take on a bit of water. But if you use 2 to 3 milligrams of creatine powder a day, it stimulates your brain to advance, which I thought was pretty interesting. And they did a test on people with creatine, and I don't know, whatever they studied, they could tell. Well, I thought that was interesting. What people were using creatine for, and what they did a test on, and what it actually did to other parts of their body. Is that good for pigeons? I don't know. You can try that for yourself. Mike says, I already read that. Ricky, is there anything that you did want to show tonight? I know the people always like to see what you're up to.
What? They want to see Lily. But I know last week on the show, we had someone saying the alfalfa pellets I was feeding to the birds, or I am feeding to the birds. What do the droppings look like?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is that not correct?
They did, Ricky. They did.
Where are you, Ryan? Lying in bed?
No, I'm just sitting there watching you. Because I didn't know what the hell you were going to show, so I figured give you the whole screen, Ricky. Back to you.
All right. Okay, so what I did was I collected droppings to show you folks actually how they look. And I don't know
You're gonna
I don't know
have
if you
to
can.
tip it more, Ricky. There you go.
Okay, wait.
Oh, they look beautiful. Oh boy. Give them 10 more minutes and they'll be sitting on it. Oh, they look great.
Can you see them from there?
Yeah, lift them a bit higher. Lift a little bit higher. Perfect. Gorgeous. How do they taste?
Okay, they taste pretty damn good, actually. I had quite a few here, but I've already eaten them. I just spread them out. You see the white caps? Well, you see
Yeah.
them?
Yeah, I see them.
And they're like marbles. Like, see?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oops. That's how they are. You know, people are asking. They are a little on the dark side, you know, but everything's looking real good. Now, as you'll see, I'll just pick them up. You should be able to put them in your pocket.
Do you?
When you meet another pigeon flyer and you shake his hand, you should have these droppings in there.
That is true.
So
So
what's going on here? I
they
don't want to bring out Lily because it's going to be a climax. This is the climax of the whole show. You got anything else to talk about?
no, if you wanted to bring her on, you can. I'm just reading the comments. Will says, hurry up and go clean your hands. Mike Parrish said, how do they taste? Which you already said that they taste good. Dave Crozier says, beer cans will keep you safe. That's true. Beer cans do keep you safe. Nice to see Mr. Crozier on. Ricky, if you want to bring Lily, I know you're dying to. This is your part of the show, and you're ready to go. If you guys want to see
I
Lily,
got Lily and I got a couple other friends I'd like to bring on. There were two youngsters that, well, one actually I wanted to get it. Was raised right in the cold when it got real cold. The pin feathers were they were coming out. I could see the color it was going to be, and I left it with the parents. There's two eggs, only one hatched. I left it with the parents and I watched it and I watched it. I thought, if it gets too cold, like I'm going to bring it in and take care of it. But I just left it, and it's a powder, and it turned out to be very, very, very nice and strong, very nice. And the other one is an Icelandic white young one that I left the pairs together, and I totally, you know, it's that old saying, holy mackerel. I got a youngster behind the box. I'm looking.
okay.
Everybody else is cool. I'm
Ah,
looking.
and you found it
Geez,
like a
jumping
mystery.
catfish. Pardon, don't cut out with my story, please.
Yeah, you found
I
it.
thought, how can this youngster survive? And these birds were all fed once a day on a minimal amount of feed. In other words, they were eating my shoelaces when I was feeding them, and I didn't even know this youngster was going on. You control the feed when it comes late in the fall. The birds just turn right off. The pairs, they say, okay, this is time. We're going to slow down. This one pair went behind the box.
You told us, Ricky.
At
You
this
told us.
youngster, and I could not believe this thing. This young one was I call him strong.
Okay, that's a good name. Can we see the damn pigeon? I heard this fucking story 3 times in a row now. You've told it every which way. Is there another way you want to tell me this story about this stupid pigeon, Ricky? Is there any other story you could possibly tell me?
You want to see Lily first?
Okay, I'll read the comment and you bring up Lily.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I just sometimes the story gets on there. It just gets like it could drive me to parts unknown. Good old Mike Vanderyak. He did the research yet again, off the top rope with Mike Vanderyak. Creatine is a compound that comes from the amino acids. Creatine is a compound that comes from amino acids. Certain creatine is found mostly in your body, muscles, as well as in your brain. Most people get creatine through seafood and red meat, though the levels are far below use found in this synthetic medicine. And what that's exactly what I had seen. You get it through certain types of meats and fishes and whatever, but when you advance, give it to yourself, it stimulates your brain even more. Like it's incredible. And they said people should use 2 to 3 grams a day or whatever. If you do 5 grams, you'll retain a little bit of water. Blah 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 blah. But that's something if you want to check it out. Now, would it help pigeons in racing? I don't know. Brian Mansker says, we need some show and tell with Ricky. David says, let's see, Lily, let's see. Rosedale, we are aware of what is Mike. To say something is synthetic made is not a good thing. Synthetic is, we don't know. Microwave food's okay. Pizza, microwave pizza. Did you get it banded? No, he didn't band it. No way he banded it. Let's see. Lily, I never used it other within the sport did. Yeah, I don't know. I've never used it, but I thought it was interesting on the brain part. And then again, if you're putting it in the water, how much would you put in water for pigeons? Would you put, I don't know. How would you give it to a pigeon that a pigeon has enough of it? Thought it was interesting. I don't know where Ricky went. He went to the North Pole. I thought he was just going to be a second away. Sorry, guys. I didn't have the camera on me. These shows with Ricky, sometimes, guys, it gets a little painful. Hey, fun fact. Curry ketchup. I bought this for myself today. I don't know why. I like it. And I'm normally not a big ketchup fan, but curry ketchup, you can't go wrong. That's how they have the ketchup here. I thought I'd show you guys that. It's in front of me. And where is Ricky? We don't know. Maybe he went back out to the loft. Maybe he's doing circles. I hope he didn't fall down the stairs. I didn't know that getting Lily was going to be gone for 10 minutes, but I can hear Lily, so she's coming back. It's painful, guys. I know. We're all in this shit together.
I don't know if you can. Whoops! I don't know if you can see her.
There she is. Oh, Lily's back again for another fun-filled week.
Yeah, and as you see, she's still quite wet.
Yeah, she's getting better though.
Oh yeah, she's getting better. She's smarter. She's still dependent. Oh, she just had a dropping right there. She still depends on me. She thinks I'm her parent. I don't know if you could see it.
Well, you got the camera high. There you go.
Oops. Maybe I should lower this camera here. Let me try that.
Oh boy, guys! Remember, whatever happens now, Ricky's freewheeling.
Does that make it better? Nancy, can you hand me a Kleenex there?
She's got to be over by you. She's coming over to the camera. All right.
Thanks. But I'm telling you, I've never seen a pigeon be so much of a pet. She's incredible.
There's Lily there. What an amazing creature.
Yeah.
She looks a lot like you, Ricky. I'm not gonna lie.
And she's got a white pin on her tail. You see that?
Perfect for breeding.
Now I'm going to get the other two out.
Oh no, we got more.
My Icelandic white will be first.
Oh, he's not gonna bring them all three together at the same time. Geez, guys, you're getting it for a big show tonight. Pigeon Boss Tour, you guys are more than welcome. We still got a few spots. Maintain water. Yeah, steroids do. It depends on the type of steroids. Are you going to the market where they sell the birds? Yes, I will be going to the market where they sell the birds.
Now here's the Icelandic white.
Okay. Hold on, Ricky. Give the birds aluminum to kill the brain cells and build them back up with certain supplements. Mike is all against the aluminum. Oh, Mike. Don't feed moldy feed. Wash their feet and hands. I don't know, Mike. What breed is that? That's a Satnet.
Here,
Lily,
Mike,
you get jealous. Everyone gets
Mike,
jealous.
it's never too late, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, I hope you're taking.
Okay, so you're advised though, if you have dentures, take them out when you brush them with this, and also your gums.
All right, get rid of Tom's, Ricky. We've seen Tom's. He's already an official sponsor of the show.
This one here, Lily just had another crap. Take a look. I just picked it up.
Perfect, Rick. Put that in your hair. It looks like it could be good in the hair.
She just had another crap. This one here I call Strong.
Why do we have to name? Why do we have to name everything? Does everything have to
Yes,
have a name?
this is my first Icelandic white young one this year. Take a look how good how he's very young. He's still wet, quite wet. Also, he's also very tight vented. And take a look how his back is. His tail does turn. I think he's not quite confident with the balance. There he is. Oh, he's gonna crap too. Just to show you, he just crapped. I just picked that up. Take a look.
Beautiful, Ricky. Ricky, the excitement levels are through the roof. It's nice
Now,
how
what do you see?
I know. Small white cap, beautiful, Ricky. Try
Nice
that
cap.
one.
I just
Your
picked
hair,
it up with my
ear.
fingers.
Put
Huh?
it behind your ear. Put it behind your ear for later.
No, but I'm just telling you.
No, we've seen that, Ricky. I seen it. Your
And
little
look,
friend.
take a look. Take a
Fingers
look.
clean. Yeah.
No
Put it in your
shit in
mouth.
my finger, okay?
You got to
So
put
I
it
could
by
actually eat. I don't even have to wash my fingers. I can eat my toast and everything.
Ricky, they're not in the camera, but that's okay. Where are they? They're just running around?
Oh, they're over here. Just hold on a minute.
Guacamole. Yeah, it looks like guacamole. Yeah. Should have done pigeon bingo tonight. We got to do that. Maybe one of these nights here, we will. Oh boy,
Okay,
here's your powder.
Here's my little powder. This is the one I actually really wanted this year so far.
Put him in your hands. We don't need to see his back. He's not racing. He's gonna go white that one, I think, eh?
Yeah, I think when he molts out, he's going to come out white. I had a powder last year, was a recessive red. And when it molted out, it was 3/4 white. Another nice, healthy young one. Look at this. Beautiful. Right in the, he's going to shit. A little watery shit.
Try drink that one up. Use a straw, Ricky. Use a straw.
If you want them for bingo, you can have them. They're proven shitters.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, so there's the stars of the show for this week. We see Lily. She's
look at this.
She's as dumb this week as she was last week.
She's unbelievable. And these other ones, these two are about the same age, and they don't even look for me for feed or nothing. They just like, I almost think, because she was with me ever since she was like very young. She thinks I'm her parent. So if you leave the birds with the parents too long, you see what happens. They depend.
Well, she's just dumb. She's just one of those ones that is, But anyways, you know what? You're having fun, and guys, that's what it's about, a little bit of fun.
Well, that's it, eh? This is where I said, we're all kids. Pigeon men are all kids. Horse people, they're all kids. People with flowers, they're all, this is what keeps us going.
And you know what, guys? Mike Vanderyak, he's a kid too. He's into the aluminum. Reminder.
If Mike comes over, I'm going to let him brush his teeth with Tom's.
Tom, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna post this up. Hey guys, about a week and a half away. We got 3 spots left. If you want to come on the tour, hey, come on, let's go. You're gonna have 2 weeks of super fun. We were just doing some more planning today. We gotta contact the people that are coming, so we sit down and do a video tour with them to make sure they know what to bring. But if you're thinking last minute you want to do something outside the box, Pigeon Boss Tour. Also this week, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, we got Peter Vandermeer and Geert and Theo Wagens, which you guys won't be disappointed in their pigeons. Take a look. And again, guys, the lofts we are at, they conquered the national races, national ace pigeons. All I got to say is it's right there in front of you. Take a look. I'm going to be at Chris Clarebut's tomorrow. I got to pick up pigeons for photography. I'll be there in the morning. I'll be photographing in the afternoon. And Wednesday, I will be with Peter Vandermeer. I'll be at his house. I think Frank Eichhorn's going to come visit me for that, so that'll be fun. And I'm going to go to Amsterdam in the afternoon for a little bit. We're going to go have a drink, and we're going to ride the train, have a bit of fun there. But another good, Ricky, another good family show. I'll try and find some more information. That white looks like a Trenton. Holy shit. You know what? Never insult Ricky by saying it's a Trenton. It's an Icelandic white. He's going to let it slip this time, but never call it a Trenton. Ricky, I'm sorry for the insult there.
Who said that? Who said that?
We're not getting into that. I'm not going to mention the name. Yeah, I know. As soon as you heard Trenton, you just got pissed off. You could have ruined his whole night. Breeders. Oh, Tracy, you got to send me your blueprint of your pigeon loft. I want to see that. If it's possible, I would definitely jump on the tour. Anyone going? Hey, it's possible. Guys, I don't know if I'm going to do another tour next year. I don't know. So if you are having last minute thoughts for $59.99, you're not going to be disappointed. Ricky is definitely working on building us those immunes. Yes, building up the immunes tonight. He's building the immunes with his fingers. And Lily does sleep with them sometimes at night. I've seen it. I've seen pictures of it.
She, honest to God, she thinks I'm. And the other thing too, I showed you. I put my hand like this. She sleeps. Like unbelievable. When I put my hand over her like this, sometimes I put my hand like this. She comes right in my hand. She wants to sleep. Put 2 hands.
Ricky,
ever since I've been using Tom's, I've been a changed person. Now look at her. Look, this thing is a dream.
It is. It's a dream. And in another few weeks, we won't even recognize her. She's doing good. Ricky, I think another fantastic show.
Whoa.
What's that?
I'm still here. Those other 2 guys are flapping their wings.
All right.
Oh, she went over there to see them.
Well, Ricky, I think this is what we're going to do. I'm going to wrap this up. We've been on now for about an hour and a half. I think it was a good show tonight. You guys know what to do. If you like our content, like, share, and subscribe. And don't steal people's shit. Or try not to, or don't. Or, if you need it that badly, just ask them. Most of the time, they'll probably give it to you, or they'll help you out. But don't steal.
If you want to cut, hey, listen, if you want to cut through a guy's wall, don't get a machine that runs on combustion engine. Get an electric powered, battery operated machine. Very quiet. You're right through, opposed to, bang, 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 bang. You don't want that. So please, guys.
Yeah, don't steal from people. Don't steal people's content. Don't steal people's birds. Don't.
You know what I got? You know what I got now?
What?
I got my camera work here, and the other thing, Alexa, I got her. and I got a single shot, high-powered pellet gun.
Oh,
And
geez.
I'm telling you, in the butt, it really hurts.
Well, hey guys, on that note,
I use the flat pellets, the flat
I know,
ones.
the flat ones. Ricky, been a good show, guys. You know where to go to bid. Ian, get on the tour. Hey, and if for those people who say we're looking for special pigeons, if we don't have the special ones, forest through the trees. Thanks for
Hey,
flying with us.
let me say something
I want
else.
to go to bed, man. It's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, wait. But the person I was talking to today, I talked for 1 hour from Kansas. He's a professional musician. He played almost every night in orchestras for top-notch players. They used to fly him here, fly him there. His secret was, when he started in, he bought the most expensive equipment, instrument, the most expensive that he bought. He said that's the best, and that's the whole thing, right? Buy them the best.
I gotta go. That's Ricky. I'm Ryan. Great family show. We'll see you guys next Monday where we'll talk some more pigeons. We'll try and find some more good information for you guys. And remember, aluminum, it is good for you. Creatine makes you smarter. And you know what? Moldy cheese, blue cheese, I love it. Thanks to Tom's Toothpaste. That's Ricky. I'm Ryan. We will see you next week. Have a good one, guys. Bye for now.
Have a good night. Nice talking. Bye.